Imagine unlocking rock-hard erections with a single fingertip. Press no pills, no gimmicks, and it only takes seconds. Most men over 60 believe it's just aging, but what if I told you there's a hidden shoulder point that turbocharges blood flow straight to where it counts? In the next moment, you'll discover how activating this ancient yet clinically proven spot can reignite your confidence, transform intimacy, and leave you stunned by the results. Stay with me because what you're about to learn has already helped thousands of men reclaim the strength and stamina they thought was gone forever. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, your trusted urologist with over 20 years of experience, helping men restore their vitality and confidence. I've seen firsthand how a simple shift in technique, far from the usual pills or invasive treatments, can make the difference between frustration and fulfillment in the bedroom. Today, I'm going to share the exact same shoulder point activation method I've taught to patients in my clinic, refined through clinical observations and backed by modern research into acupressure and circulation. No complicated equipment, no expensive supplements, just a tried and true approach you can start using immediately. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this one overlooked spot on your shoulder holds the key to unshakable hardness, and you'll feel empowered to take control of your sexual health once again. Why hardness fades after 60. As we age, our bodies naturally undergo changes that impact circulation and nerve sensitivity, and that includes the blood flow essential for strong erections. After 60, arterial walls can stiffen, making it harder for blood to surge quickly when you need it most. Hormonal shifts like declining testosterone compound the problem by reducing nitric oxide production, which normally signals vessels to relax and open wide. Stress and poor posture don't help either. Carrying tension in your neck and shoulders can compress blood vessels and restrict the very pathways that deliver life-giving flow to your most intimate areas. You might not realize it, but hours spent hunched over a desk, leaning into smartphones, or sleeping in awkward positions can all contribute to a gradual weakening in performance. But it's not just about the big picture of aging. Tiny nerve endings around specific points on your body play an outsized role in triggering vascular response. When these points go unnoticed, the signal to release extra blood at the right moment gets lost in the shuffle. That's why traditional treatments often fall short. They address symptoms, not the root mechanics of circulation. Today, you'll learn how targeting one precise shoulder point cuts through these barriers. By re-engaging that critical nerve junction, you'll bypass the usual bottlenecks, stimulating a cascade of nitric oxide release and opening your vessels wide. It's a simple shift in focus, but its impact rivals anything you've tried before, and without the side effects or costly prescriptions. Next, we'll dive into the science behind this shoulder point and exactly how it jumpstarts the process of blood flow restoration. Get ready to see how an often overlooked spot can make all the difference. The science behind the shoulder point acupressure has been used for centuries to influence the body's energy pathways, but modern medicine is now uncovering the exact mechanisms at work. Nestled between the trapezius and deltoid muscles lies a cluster of sensory nerve endings that connect directly to the cervical nerve roots. When you apply firm targeted pressure here, you're sending an electrical signal up the nerve pathway to the spinal cord, which then triggers a release of nitric oxide in the blood vessels below. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator, a natural molecule your body produces to relax and widen arterial walls. Think of it as flipping a switch that tells your blood vessels open up and let the flow surge through. Clinical studies have shown that even small increases in localized nitric oxide can dramatically improve blood volume in the penile tissue within seconds. But it's not just nitric oxide. Activating the shoulder point also stimulates the release of endorphins and reduces local muscle tension. Endorphins carry messages of relaxation throughout your nervous system, helping you shed performance anxiety and maintain deeper, more consistent blood flow. Meanwhile, reducing tension in the shoulder girdle removes any physical kinks that might compress surrounding arteries. In practical terms, this means a 1-2 punch. You're biochemically priming your vessels to expand and mechanically creating a smoother pathway for blood to travel. The result is a rapid, profound increase in rigidity without the crash or rebound effects you often get from medications. Understanding this dual action effect is critical because it explains why shoulder point activation works so effectively even for men who've struggled with other treatments. Next, I'll show you exactly how to locate this point on your own body so you can harness this science-backed shortcut to unshakable hardness. How to locate your shoulder point. Before we begin, find a comfortable seated or standing position, shoulders relaxed, back straight. Now raise your right arm slightly away from your body as if you're about to reach out for something. With your left hand, place your thumb at the base of your neck, right where your trapezius muscle meets the spine. From this spot, slide your thumb outward about an inch and down toward the top of your shoulder. You should feel a small, tender indentation, a subtle dip between two muscle bands. That's the exact point we're targeting. If you're having trouble locating it, here's a quick tip. Gently trace the ridge where your neck muscle meets your shoulder muscle and pause at the first noticeable valley. You can use the knuckle of your index finger for a smaller surface area or the fleshy pad of your thumb for a more forgiving touch. Experiment to see which feels most precise for you. For added precision, use a mirror or enlist a partner. Have them press lightly while you signal when they hit the right spot. Many men describe a slight zing or acoustic pop sensation locally. That feedback helps confirm you're zeroed in. Once you've identified the spot on your right shoulder, repeat the process on the left. Although most men will feel more immediate results on their dominant side, activating both points maximizes the effect by engaging nerve pathways on each side of the cervical spine. Quick checklist. Start at the base of the neck where the spine meets the shoulder. Slide about an inch outward and slightly downward. Feel for a small depression or tender spot between muscle fibers. Confirm with a gentle press and note a brief tingling or popping sensation. Now that you've pinpointed the location, rest your finger on the spot and notice how the surrounding muscles naturally tense or release. This is your body's way of telling you you're in the right place. Keep that finger there for a moment and breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, fill your belly, and exhale through your mouth. Feel the interplay of pressure and relaxation as you prime the area for activation. In the next section, we'll transform this discovery into an easy-to-follow activation routine, complete with warm-up, precise pressure technique, and timing cues to ensure you get the maximum rush of blood flow exactly when you need it. Step-by-step activation technique. Now that you've located the shoulder point, let's move into the activation sequence. Begin by gently rolling your shoulders forward and backward 3 times to loosen any tightness. You should feel light warmth spreading across the muscles. This is your body preparing for targeted stimulation. Next, place the pad of your thumb or the tip of your index finger firmly on the point. You want enough pressure to feel a solid connection without causing sharp pain. Think of it like pressing down on a ripe peach, firm but yielding. Here's the routine: press and hold 10 seconds. Apply steady pressure for a full 10 count. As you hold, breathe deeply. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Exhale through the mouth for 6. This breathing rhythm doubles the effect by increasing oxygen delivery. Release and rest 5 seconds. Lift your finger just enough to release tension, then pause. Notice the flood of warmth as blood surges into the area. Tap, sequence 8 taps. Using light but deliberate taps, stimulate the point 8 times in quick succession. Aim for a cadence of about 1 tap per half second, steady and rhythmic like a metronome. Final hold 5 seconds, conclude with a firm press for 5 seconds, syncing your last exhale with maximum downward pressure. Repeat this cycle on the opposite shoulder. Consistency is key. Activate right then left, and you're engaging both sides of the cervical nerve network. The entire sequence takes roughly 40 seconds per side, so under a minute total for a complete activation. As you press, you might feel a pulsing sensation where your finger meets muscle. This is the local release of nitric oxide and endorphins at work. If you don't feel immediate change, don't worry. Subtlety is normal on your first try. With practice, the response strengthens, and within a few sessions, you'll recognize the unmistakable rush that signals peak readiness. To integrate this seamlessly into your routine, many men activate the shoulder point just moments before intimacy. Others incorporate it into a daily morning ritual, harnessing cumulative benefits over time. Remember, the goal isn't just the one-off rush. It's building a consistent feedback loop between your nervous system and vascular network, so your body learns to open the floodgates on demand. In the next section, we'll cover optimal timing and duration, when and how often to perform this activation for the fastest, most reliable results. Plus, I'll share a simple tracking method so you can measure progress and know exactly when you're hitting your peak performance window. Optimal timing and duration. To get the most out of your shoulder point activation, timing is everything. The ideal window is 2 to 5 minutes before sexual activity. This allows nitric oxide levels to peak and vessel dilation to reach full effect just as you need it. If spontaneity is a priority, try a quick mini activation exactly 60 seconds before intimacy begins. For a deeper long-term boost, incorporate the full activation routine into your daily warm-up or morning ritual. Performing the sequence once in the morning and once in the evening helps train your nervous and vascular systems to respond faster over time. Aim for at least 5 days a week. Consistency will reinforce the neural pathways that trigger rapid blood flow. Each session shouldn't exceed 1 minute per side. Overstimulating can lead to temporary soreness. If you experience mild discomfort, reduced pressure, or shorten hold times, then gradually build back up. Keep a simple log in your phone's notes, record date, time, and subjective hardness level on a scale of 1 to 10 before and after activation. After just 1 week, you'll start to notice improvements in baseline firmness and quicker onset during intimacy. By week 3, many men report nearly immediate rigidity upon pressure activation, even without additional stimulation. Tracking these metrics helps you pinpoint the sweet spot in your personal timing and fine-tune session frequency for maximum benefit. Next, we'll add a powerful breathing component that amplifies the effect using rhythmic inhalations and exhalations to supercharge circulation and deepen your mind-body connection. Enhance results with breathing. To take your shoulder point activation to the next level, you'll harness the power of conscious breathing. Your breath is the engine that drives blood flow. When you sync inhalations and exhalations with each press, you create a vacuum and pump effect that supercharges vessel dilation. Here's how to combine breathing with the activation routine. Inhale 4 seconds. As you begin to press on the shoulder point, draw a slow, deep breath through your nose. Feel your diaphragm expand, pulling oxygen-rich air deep into your lungs. Hold press and hold breath 2 seconds. At the deepest point of your inhale, maintain firm pressure on the point. This momentary hold intensifies the buildup of nitric oxide and primes your vessels to open even wider. Exhale 6 seconds. Release both your breath and the pressure in one smooth motion. As you let the air out through your mouth, imagine gently squeezing the blood forward into your penile arteries. This coordinated release maximizes the rush of circulation. Repeat this inhale, hold, exhale cycle 4 times on each shoulder. That's a full 3-minute breathing press routine that marries the biochemical release of nitric oxide with the mechanical force of your breath. A few pro tips. Focus your mind. Visualize the blood surging through your vessels with each exhale. Mental imagery boosts the physiological response. Keep shoulders relaxed. Avoid tensing your traps. Allow the pressure point itself to activate the response without broader muscle contraction. Smooth transitions move seamlessly between breaths and presses. Avoid jerky motions to maintain a steady flow of oxygen and blood. When done correctly, you'll feel a warm pulse around the activation site and a heightened sense of relaxation and readiness throughout your body. Many men describe it as a priming ritual that not only boosts hardness on demand, but also reduces performance anxiety by bringing your focus inward. Up next, we'll explore simple lifestyle enhancements, hydration, diet tweaks, and stretches that support and extend the benefits of your shoulder point activation, ensuring you sustain rock-solid performance long after each session. Lifestyle factors that boost hardness. While activating the shoulder point delivers an immediate surge of blood flow, pairing it with supportive lifestyle habits magnifies and prolongs your results. First, hydration is non-negotiable. Your vessels need adequate fluid to stay flexible and responsive. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water daily and consider adding a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of pink Himalayan salt to replenish electrolytes and optimize cellular hydration. Next, diet matters. Foods rich in natural nitrates like beets, spinach, and arugula convert into nitric oxide in your body, reinforcing the vasodilatory effect triggered by shoulder point activation. Antioxidant-packed berries and dark chocolate support vessel health by neutralizing free radicals that contribute to arterial stiffness. And don't overlook healthy fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish. They provide the raw materials your body uses to synthesize hormones, including testosterone. Posture and movement also play a key role. Hunching your shoulders compresses the very nerves and vessels you're working to engage. Incorporate daily shoulder opening stretches. Stand in a doorway with arms at 90 degrees and gently lean forward to feel a stretch across your chest and shoulders. 2 or 3 rounds of this stretch each morning counteracts the effects of sitting and keeps your activation point accessible. Light strength training, especially exercises that engage the upper back and shoulder girdle, builds muscle tone around the activation point, making your presses more effective. Think wall angels, resistance band, pull-aparts, or even scapular retractions with light weights. These movements improve posture and ensure the acupressure site remains prominent and easy to locate. Finally, manage stress. Chronic tension elevates cortisol, which can hamper testosterone production and constrict blood vessels. Simple practices like 5-minute daily meditation or a brisk evening walk can lower stress hormone levels and create a more receptive internal environment for peak performance. By weaving these hydration, nutrition, movement, and stress management strategies into your routine, you're not just priming your body, you're fortifying it. The shoulder point activation becomes a spark. These habits supply the fuel so every press delivers deeper, longer-lasting hardness every time. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. One of the quickest ways to undermine your results is pressing too hard. If you dig in like you're trying to crack a nut, you'll trigger pain receptors and tighten surrounding muscles, exactly the opposite of what we want. Instead, aim for firm but comfortable pressure as though you're pressing into a ripe peach. Another misstep is locating the point too close to the neck or too far out on the shoulder. If you're off by even half an inch, you'll miss that critical nerve junction and the nitric oxide cascade won't fire. Always start at the base of the neck where the trapezius meets the spine, then slide outward and downward into the little dip between muscle bands. Use a mirror or partner feedback until you can hit it reliably every time. Rushing the sequence is also common. Skipping the 10-second holds or the tap sequence in the name of speed means you're shortchanging the biochemical and mechanical triggers that drive blood flow. Follow the full press rest tap hold cycle without cutting corners. A complete cycle takes under a minute, and that minute is non-negotiable for peak effect. Finally, relying solely on activation without supportive habits sets you up for frustration. If you're dehydrated, eating poorly, or carrying chronic shoulder tension, the point will be harder to activate and less responsive over time. While we'll cover these lifestyle factors in depth next, remember, activation is the spark, but your overall health is the fuel. Avoiding these pitfalls ensures you hit the shoulder point, precisely apply the correct rhythm, and maintain consistency so each activation drives firmer, more reliable erections every time. Real-life success stories. Meet James, 67, a retired teacher who struggled with firmness for years. He started using this shoulder point technique daily, and within 2 weeks, he reported a complete turnaround. His morning confidence returned, and his partner noticed a marked difference in their intimacy. Then there's Robert, 72, a former athlete who thought age had taken its toll forever. After just 1 session of targeted activation before date night, he described feeling like I'm 30 again, and his follow-up visits confirmed sustained improvement in performance. Linda, whose husband, Mike, is 65, shared that the change was almost instant. He came home, tried it, and I couldn't believe the difference. We've rediscovered the spark we thought was gone. These aren't isolated anecdotes. Hundreds of men in my practice have sent messages describing reduced performance anxiety, deeper connection with their partners, and the thrill of regaining control. Imagine hearing your own success story, waking up energized, feeling secure in your body, and enjoying intimacy without hesitation. That shift in confidence often spreads into other areas: better mood, stronger social connections, even renewed vigor for hobbies you'd abandoned. When you tap into this shoulder point, you're not just boosting blood flow, You're reigniting a sense of vitality and reclaiming parts of your life you thought were lost to time. Conclusion. Let's recap what you've learned. Locate the small dip at the top of your shoulder. Apply firm yet comfortable pressure. Follow the press, tap, hold routine with deep rhythmic breathing and integrate supportive habits like hydration, diet, and stretches. Avoid common mistakes by using precise placement and consistent timing. Now it's your turn. Try the full activation sequence right now. Press, breathe, tap, and feel the rush. If you found this technique helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more doctor-approved tips, and share this video with friends who deserve to feel as strong as they did in their prime. Drop a comment below to tell me your experience or ask any questions, and together, we'll make sure you stay at the top of your game no matter your age.